Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this a wonderful evening session. Today we'll be doing hominin evolution, which is particularly focusing on the fossil record. Okay, so we have already been studying the similarities between humans and African apes. We've been looking at homologous structures. We've been looking at the differences as well between them. Now we need to understand what fossils or what fossil evidence was found by humans for us to believe that evolution happened. Okay, so we will focus on the evolution that involves us as humans or us as hominins. So we are going to do the hominin evolution. All right. So first of all, before we get there, you need to be able to differentiate between hominids and hominins, because these terms, they usually confuse you guys in grade 12. When we talk about hominids, the term hominids is actually derived from the term hominidae. Remember when we explained that humans belong to the family Hominidae, it simply means that humans belong to the family with African apes, okay? So humans have got similar characteristics in such a way that they are grouped as a family with African apes, all right? So the African apes family, remember we say that it involves or it includes humans, it includes chimpanzees, and it also includes gorillas as well as orangutans as well. Okay, so whenever we are talking about the organisms or the species that are found under the family of Hominidae, those are known as hominids. Okay, so for example, when I show you this picture, this is a picture of hominids. You can be able to see that this is a chimpanzee here. This is an orangutan. This is a chimpanzee. This is an orangutan. If there was a human, it would also be part of the hominids family, because humans, we also belong to the hominidae family, right? So basically we are hominids. A chimpanzee is a hominid. An orangutan is a hominid. Each and every African ape is a hominid. So hominids are just the species that belong to the family Hominidae, or these are the species that are classified under the family Hominidae. And I've already told you guys the similarities between all the hominids. We have got a larger brain size. We've got an opposable thumb. We have got longer upper arms. All of those similarities. That is what makes us to be hominids alongside our brothers, which are the chimpanzees, the orangutans, the gorillas, as well as the bonobos as well. But now, when we talk about hominins, hominins are actually modern and early human beings. So when you talk about hominins, we are focused more on human beings. We are not focused on just a family of hominidae as a whole. All right. So based of all, you guys know that us as humans, we are Homo sapiens. So for us to be able to get to this stage to be Homo sapiens or to become modern humans, we had to go through evolutionary processes as well. All right. Please don't confuse this, guys. We do not come from apes. We do not come from African apes, but we believe that African apes and humans share common ancestors. It simply means that they are most likely coming from the same species, and that same species had to undergo different types of processes to end up becoming the way it is. Okay, so don't confuse this. Hominins are modern and early human beings. So we are looking at the early forms of humans. Okay, so humans before we were the way we look like, we used to look like this. All right, so we used to have other species such as your Australopithecus, such as your Ardipithecus. All of these are hominins, and we are going to be studying about different hominins. That is why the topic is hominin evolution. So please, next time, guys, don't make a mistake. A hominid, it can include a family of family hominidae, including humans, including chimpanzees, the gorillas, the orangutans. All of those are hominids. But when you talk about hominins, we are more specific on the modern and the early forms of human beings, how human beings looked like in the past and how they look like now. So we are going to be focusing on how hominin evolution actually happens. So let's just look at this figure that is showing the evolution of modern humans. How did modern humans end up becoming the way they are? How did we end up looking the way we are? So our story started around 6 million years ago. Around 6 million years ago. So we can just say that this is around 6 million years ago. And this is a kind of like a diagram that is just showing you how we evolved from the old species. So this is hominin evolution. This is the evolution of human beings. Okay. So basically, we have got multiple species that started before us. Okay. So they are actually genera and species. So we've got three different generations or three different genera that we have. Whenever we want to say generations, we can just say genera. We have got three different genera that we came from. All right, and those are arranged from the oldest to the youngest. When we look at the oldest generation that we have, it is the Ardipithecus. So we have got the oldest generation, which is the Ardipithecus. So in the hominin evolution, we started with the oldest genera, which is the Ardipithecus. So here's one thing that I want to emphasize to you all grade 12s. Remember, whenever we are dealing with scientific names, you start with a genus name and a species name. So you start with a genus name, and then after that you write the species name. So you start with the genus name, then write the species name. So here, when we are talking about the genus name, we are talking about the generation. Okay, the generation of that particular organism. So for example, here, when you say Ardipithecus, this is a genera or this is a genus name. All right. So if I write something like Homo, this is Homo, and I write Homo sapien. So you are going to see that the Homo there, it is the genera, is the genus, it is the genus name. And then the species name, it is the sapien. So this is how you construct a scientific name. So whenever you hear the question saying that they're looking for a scientific name, they want you to split it into two parts. You have to write a name that has got two parts. The first part of the name must have the genus name. It is the genus name. It is the one that is telling you the generation of that particular organism. And then the second part of the name, it is the species. It is telling you the specific organism that we have or the specific organism that we are dealing with. So the oldest genera that we have, or the oldest generation that we have, it is Ardipithecus. So Ardipithecus existed way far back there, around 5.2 million years ago. So it is the oldest, one of the oldest generation to exist in the hominin evolution. And it had one species, and that species was known as Ramidus. So basically, the organisms that used to exist back then, the earliest organisms to exist in the hominin evolution, it was the Ardipithecus ramidus. It was the Ardipithecus ramidus. Please do note here that the Ardipithecus, it is the genus name. This is the genus name that we are talking about. This is the genus name. And then the ramidus that you see there, it is the species name. Okay, so the oldest species that we have, or the oldest species that were discovered, or the oldest fossils that were discovered, it was the Ardipithecus ramidus. It was discovered way far back then. Okay, after that, the next species that were identified and that were discovered as well, it was the Australopithecus. So the next genera or the next generation that was identified in this hominin evolution, it is the Australopithecus. So in this diagram here, you can see that it's represented by these green blocks here. So this is Australopithecus. This is the genus Australopithecus. So this is the genus Australopithecus. So the genus Australopithecus was found to have different species. Okay, it is one generation, but it had different species. It had 4 different species. It had the Australopithecus afarensis. Okay, it had the Australopithecus africanus. It had the Australopithecus sediba as well as the Australopithecus robustus. So there were 4 different species that were discovered. Okay, remember guys that these species that were discovered, they were discovered as fossils because these existed way back then, because we're talking about million years ago. So million years ago, we were not there. We did not exist to be able to take pictures of these old species. All right. So these were existing way back then. And how did we come to know that we have got a species that existed in the past? We look at the fossil record. Because remember that when we introduced the evolution topic, we said that evolution is backed up by certain evidences. And one of those evidences is the fossil records. So we have got a fossil record, we have got a homologous structures, we have got a genetic similarities and all of that. So a fossil record, it is the one that gives us an idea of what existed in the past. Because remember that these fossils, guys, they're actually preserved in rocks. So we have got these scientists that are known as paleontologists. Okay, so when you are a paleontologist, you actually work with archaeologists to be able to dig down into the rocks, into the old rocks, to be able to find the remains of the old species, the bones of the old species. So even when we die as humans, or it's just that these days we're using coffins, but when we die as humans, the next generation can also be able to see our fossils as well, because it would be just bones that are remaining, just bones that are remaining. So similarly here, the Australopithecus, it is another generation that was found, and there were 4 different species that were found under this generation. So there were 4 different species that were found under this generation or under this genus. Okay, so we have got the Australopithecus afarensis, Australopithecus africanus, Australopithecus sediba, Australopithecus robustus. Please note each and every one of them down, because we are going to discuss them in more details. Okay, but you just need to have an idea that we have got 3 different generations in human evolution or in hominin evolution. It is the Ardipithecus, the Australopithecus, and then the third one, it is the Homo generation. So the Homo generation, or you can say that it is the genus Homo. So the genus Homo, it consisted, we were able to discover 3 different species of the Homo generation. We were able to discover Homo habilis, we were able to discover Homo erectus, we were also able to discover the Homo sapien. That is actually how we ended up becoming the modern humans that we are here. So for example, when you look at this diagram here, the Homo genus, it is represented by this gold color. So you've got your Homo habilis here. If you just zoom in a bit, we have got your Homo habilis. Here is a Homo habilis. You have got your Homo erectus, and you have got your Homo sapien. So we are going to only do these 3 species, but we also do have others that we found out, such as your Homo naledi and your Homo heidelbergensis and your Homo neanderthalensis, as well as your Homo ergaster. Okay, so there are many different species that we found under this generation. But for grade 12, you only do 3. You are going to do the Homo habilis. This H is for Homo, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Homo sapien. So the Homo genus, it is the 3rd one, and it is the most advanced one. And this is where the modern humans fall into. That's the category where the modern humans fall into, because us as your modern humans, I've already said that our scientific name is Homo sapiens. It's Homo sapiens. So that Homo there, it is our genus. So we share this genus with other species such as Homo habilis, such as Homo erectus, and Homo sapien. But guess what? All of these other species are all extinct. We do not have them anymore. They are no longer alive anymore. But humans, which are the Homo sapiens, are the ones that are still living and that are still surviving as well. Okay, but the other species, such as your Ardipithecus, your Australopithecus species, and your other early Homo species, all of them, they were extinct. They are extinct. They were actually killed by natural disasters and all of that. Okay, so basically these are the 3 genera that we have. These three genera, what do they describe? They describe how humans evolved. So humans started from Ardipithecus generation, or you can say Ardipithecus genus, and they actually evolved to the Australopithecus, and then after that they evolved to the Homo genus. This is where we are currently. We are not sure whether evolution will continue to happen or not. But according to a punctuated equilibrium, we can just say that evolution will happen maybe in the next couple of million years to come. Okay, but basically these are the three genera, and this is how they follow each other from the oldest species, or from the oldest generation, or from the oldest genus to the youngest genus. Do we guys all understand?
So,
Have it hand? Yes.
sir, can I ask?
Yes, Nhlamulo.
So, sir, when you say evolution, and you mean that people in the future, like million years in the future, people will change, like the way we look like today, they won't do like this.
Well, the theory of punctuated equilibrium, the one that was devised by devised by Eldredge, it states that evolution. Remember that it takes longer periods of time with no changes, with no observable changes. But those longer periods of time with no observable changes, they are actually followed by rapid changes through natural selection. So that theory, if it is going to continue happening, yes, we can make a prediction based on the theory that we might have a chance to evolve again rapidly. But for now, we believe that evolution is in its stable state. Evolution is not showing any changes. And remember, guys, when we explained the punctuated equilibrium graph, we said that in punctuated equilibrium, you have got rapid changes at first, and then you have got a longer period of time with no changes. And after that longer period of time with no changes, you are going to have another rapid change. So if we believe that currently in these present times, we are at this phase whereby evolution is not happening rapidly, because you can see that we are not changing. We just have been humans from maybe your gogos and your mkulus. If you keep on going back to your great grandparents, you will find out that they look alike, they look the same as you. So there was no significant change that happened. But if punctuated equilibrium is correct, we can predict that one day after this long time with no changes, then we are also going to evolve through natural selection. And this is going to happen very rapidly. So there is a possibility, Nhlamulo.
Okay, sir, I understand.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So this is the current state that we have, and these are the genera that we have. So whenever you hear of three genera, if they say give three genera, you are going to give Ardipithecus, Australopithecus, as well as Homo. These are the three genera, or three genuses. Okay, the plural is genera. Please don't try to change it. Okay, so these the three genera. These are the three genera. And you need to know that under Ardipithecus, we have got one species, which is Ardipithecus ramidus. Under Australopithecus, we have got four species that we're going to study in grade 12. That's going to be Australopithecus afarensis, Australopithecus africanus, Australopithecus sediba, Australopithecus robustus. And by the way, for Australopithecus robustus, you are not also going to study it for your grade 12. You just need to know that Australopithecus robustus is a fossil that was found in South Africa. Okay, this was found in South Africa. This is one of the fossils that was found in South Africa, or that was discovered in South Africa. We are not going to go deep into how the fossil looked like and all of that. And then for your last genus, which is the Homo genus, we have got three species that are of interest that you are going to study about. But when it comes to questions, grade 12, a question can come with other species that you did not learn. That's not a problem. They will give you all the information about that species. They won't expect you to remember information about they won't expect you to remember information about a Homo egiesta, okay? Or maybe they won't expect you to remember information about Homo naledi, because for your curriculum, you guys are only learning these three: the Homo habilis, the Homo erectus, and the Homo sapiens. But when it comes to questions, they can just give you a diagram like this, and they will give you necessary information. That is why I taught you guys how to interpret phylogenetic trees, so that you can be able to make sense of the information that you'll be provided with during that particular scenario. Are we still together, great souls?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anyone confused,
Yes.
guys? Anyone confused? Okay, I guess not then. If there's no other questions, let us proceed with this topic and go straight up to each and every genera and their species and try to look at the characteristics thereof.